The deeper and deeper I go, I find what it is I should know. 'Cause it's just a matter of time that you'll reawaken your mind. Oh, come with me, come to know and find out what is true. Then you'll know what's in store just for you. No more living the life I can look to the sky and say, I'm reawakening mine. Come to know and find out what is truth, yes. Then you'll know what's in store just for you. No more living the life I can look to the sky and say, I'm reawakening mine.
Happy Holy Day, Moors, and welcome to a very special edition of Reawakening Minds. Tonight, today, not only is it Holy Day, but it is the 79th solar return, born day that our national Grand Sheik, Taj Tarik Bey, came into form to be who he has been to so many. And we are so glad that you have taken time to come on and help us celebrate him. Now, I'm going to let you know, he's not going to be on here, but we're doing this celebration so that he can see and know just how much we love and appreciate him. And tonight I have been joined by some awesome men and women who all whose lives in one way or another, besides mine, have been touched by our association with our National Grand Sheik. So without further ado, I'm going to lift up the curtain so that you can see some of who is with us tonight. There's a few who have not yet joined us, and hopefully they will. If they don't, we may allow one or two of you to come on and join us to say what you need to say. But tonight, and unfortunately, y'all, I had asked we had actually elected Brother Abdullah to sing. And when he got on here, he reneged on us. So we realized that we had to do original music because of the copyright stuff that goes on with these kinds of platforms, YouTube and the like. So, we can't play Stevie and we can't play, all those
right. That's true.
All those things. And we can't do what we did in years before because they took it down because we were, but it's like not about the music. The music's in your heart, right? The music's in my heart. Mm-hmm. The love is in our heart. And we have come as a collective to just show our love and appreciation. Okay. Let me see if we got her to add her to the stick. Okay. We got Mother Delilah there. I don't see you, but I'm not able to hear. Welcome.
Oh my God.
Welcome. Yeah, you're on. We're on the air now, Mother.
All right, I'm trying. I'm trying. My eyes. I'm trying.
No, but we're gonna hear your voice, even if you can't come on. You'll be able to talk. I'm gonna mute you because I hear an echo. Okay, yeah, because now we're good. So, so I reached out to some of some sisters and brothers that I know have been a part of or Grand Sheik has been a part of their lives and vice versa. And I know that they have history. They have, I don't like the word history. What do we call that, brother? We call it truth when we were done. But they got knowledge, and they've been a part of his teaching, traveling with him, building with him, learning from him. And the awesome part of it is that most of you who have been mentored at one time or another by Grand Sheik has gone on in your own right to be trailblazers, to be great teachers, instructors, and legislators, and whatever, educators. Y'all have gone on to do the darn thing. So I don't know which one of us on here has been rolling with our Grand Sheik the longest. It could be, I don't know whether it's you, Brother Abdullah, whether it's Mother Delilah. Not sure, But
It's me. I mean,
okay,
30,
it's
33, 32 and a half years.
okay. All right. So yeah. So listen, we're gonna start it off with you then. We're gonna start it off with
All right.
you and your your experience with him and your love for him and just so those of who are listening and listen, y'all, while we're doing this, please like and share, tell somebody to come on because I'm going to be reading your tributes and comments as you put them. I'm going to be sharing. I mean, I get to do them all, but I'm going to try to share some of what you put in the comment section, and we're also going to do share some things that have come in from let me see who else in it. Some folks who have put information in an awesome new newsletter called the McGreer Times. We're going to share some of that, and we're going to actually visually bring that up on the screen so you can see it and share some of that. So with that said, Brother Abdullah El Talib Mosi Bey, you're on.
All right, Sister Cynthia, you have more. Can you get more information part one?
Yeah,
More information part one. Go to the acknowledgement. My acknowledgement section of more information part one.
wait a minute. I got to go downstairs to
No
get all
problem. Yes. More information part one.
make sure it's
All right,
on.
so she's gonna get more information part one. She's gonna read. I'm gonna have Cynthia read the acknowledgement of section under Taj's name. More information part one. And those of you who have more information part one, you can pull that out and go to the acknowledgement section. So I met Taj Tarik Bey and in October 1993 on a Friday afternoon. I think about 5 o'clock, because I remember all that because I had worked. I was working in Trenton, New Jersey at the time as a social worker, and I had gotten off work and driven to Camden. I was at Jimmy's barbershop, and Taj had come in. He was wearing his brown suit, dark brown suit with dark brown shoes, his fez, and he had the leather with Islam and the 5 images. And he had told me about his class, which was on Fridays and Sundays. Friday at 7 o'clock, on Sundays at 2 at his house. And so I actually, that night, I had gone to his house for the roundtable class. And I had to get up early the next day, Saturday, because I was doing a workshop. I was part of a educational workshop dealing with AIDS education for and in the schools, and I was doing that. I had to go to Princeton University for the training, so I was being trained to do the education, and so I ended up leaving his house about maybe 12 o'clock that night, or actually morning. So so yes, so Cynthia has go to the acknowledgement section. You'll see his name.
Hold on a second.
The acknowledgement section, I think 2 or 3 pages long. I acknowledge a lot of people had wanted to acknowledge those who had supported me with the book. This is 20 years of research, so I'll
Vacation.
when you find that, then I can go into the history that led up to Moors and Masonry Part 1. All right, so while you doing that, Taj had given me George Washington's letter,
Okay.
and that October, I mean, that following week in October 1993.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, see it? All right, so you read that first before I continue.
About Taj Tarik Bey.
Yeah, about Taj, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I owe much gratitude to you, bro, Taj, for opening up his library to me. He exposed me to a whole new world of light, guiding me on the journey of freedom. Brother Taj is a true liberator, breathing life into Noble Drew Ali's insightful wisdom. In order to change the people, you must change their literature. So I humbly present this light with the guidance of the great cosmic mother to humanity. Thank you, bro, Taj, for inspiring me to write.
All right, yes. So, and George Washington's letter in reading George Washington's letter several times, I wanted to place the letter in its broader historical context. Having graduated with 2 degrees, degree from Glasgow State College, now Rowan University, in sociology, and a master's degree in social work. In those 6 years, 4 years in college and 2 years in graduate school, I'd written over 50 10-page papers in a 6-year period. So I was used to writing. I was used to doing a lot of writing. I was used to doing a lot of researching, used to doing a lot of reading. That was like nothing to me. You know what I mean? Because I had done it so much. So, and so looking at George Washington's letter, I wanted to place it in its broader historical context. In the letter, George Washington reference, thanks to Sultan Muhammad ibn Abdullah. The letter is dated December 1st, 1789. And George Washington thanks Muhammad ibn Abdullah, the Emperor of Morocco, during that time, actually from 1757 to 1791. His grandfather is Ismail Muali. Ismail Muali reigned as the Emperor of Morocco from 1716 1674 to 1727, and they called him bloodthirsty. He was ruthless with dealing with Europeans. So that's his grandfather, Ismail Muali. I referenced that in the letter and in the book. Well, anyway, so he in the letter, George Washington thanks the Sultan for acknowledging the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. The peace that subsists between us, and that treaty was signed by Muhammad ibn Abdullah in July 1787. He also thanked the Sultan for his aid in helping with the release of Captain Proctor, Captain Joseph Proctor. That letter is in the Moors Masonry Part 1, 1788. And it apologizes for not keeping up with regular correspondence. So you can clearly see in the letter a pre-existing Moorish sovereignty and pre-existing Moorish power. So that letter led the way to Moors and Masonry Part 1. And that was down the road of 20 years of research.
What you're saying is before meeting Grand Sheik, you were not aware of the existence of that letter, and
absolutely, exactly.
It became the catalyst for years and years of research and study.
Yes.
How many books? Let me see. I got one,
seven books, 8, 9 books.
I don't have all your books, but I do have about 3 or 4.
Yes.
But one of the things about Grand Sheik is that I haven't really done it except my books, poetry. But he said if you're going to be a scholar, you gotta write a book. You need to have some stuff in print or something that you get out to the people. And so the fact that he inspired you and like you said, you were already in the mode of research and all that because you've been in college. But not only have you been in college, but you were also studying, if I'm correct, you were studying for the ministry, the Christian
ministry. Absolutely.
Okay. You're studying for Christian ministry. So, there was a course kind of I'm not sure that you probably didn't veer from the knowledge that was true, but you went in a different direction as far as more esoteric, which is where more science goes in your overstanding and understanding of what was going on. So
yes,
yeah. So but 30, how many years?
32 and a half years.
Yeah, and y'all have been through some stuff. Yeah, y'all have been through some stuff over those. You've been through buildings
Mhm.
being burnt, probably on purpose. That y'all were,
Yes, yes. Oh, wow. Yep.
yeah, you've had a lot of different
Mhm.
challenges, but and you've had challenges to your relationship. Let's be honest. But
Mhm.
what we at the end of it all, when you're able to, still love somebody, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and to acknowledge what it is that they um have brought into not only your life but the lives of others. I think that's why we're here today. That's why we're here today, because we want to honor this man who has touched the lives of so many. And before you go on, if I can, if I want to, Brother SetenRa has just joined us, and I know he has to be somewhere at 7:45. So if I don't see him on here, his face, but I see he came on. Let me
All
see
right.
if
Mhm.
I want him to, Brother SetenRa, can you mute yourself? I see he's here. Okay, maybe not. I knew he only had like a few minutes because he has somewhere he has to be, but I do appreciate his presence. If you hear me and you still want to text me what it is you want to say, I will read it because I know that you have another place that you have to be. So I will do that. So with that, and I'm gonna probably be like a little bit of a interviewer, so that I can because we preacher people and educator people, we'll go off and and do a whole, we don't mean it, but it's in our blood. So I'm gonna give I'm gonna come back. Okay, so we started there with you. So that's 30, 31 years, 30, 33 years. How many years? Oh, I got you muted. Or are you muted?
Yes. 32 and a half. Yes.
32 and a half years. Okay. So
Mhm.
what I was trying to do is go to who has known Brand Sheik, let me see, longer than 30 years besides Brother Abdullah.
Well, Cynthia's what, over 15?
And okay, brother Aaron, where you go?
I'm about maybe 12 to
Okay.
13 years. In fact, I first met them both together, Brother Abdullah and Grand Sheik, together
Okay.
at Black and Noble. You guys used to teach up there at the Black and Noble bookstore. And it was awesome to meet Brother Abdullah for the first time because I had been watching a lot of his works and his studies, and he's well studied. And I appreciate you too, brother, because you very well studied. And Taj gave me the Treaty of Peace of, Treaty of Verona. That's when I first got introduced to the Secret Treaty of Verona, and it blew me away. I mean, totally set me back that there was treaties put in place that caused us to be subjugated and under all of this misnomer and all of the brand systems and everything, that there were actually treaties and documents put in place, or precepts, if you will, that caused us this what we're in what we're in now. So I'm really honored to just be here and celebrate Grand Sheik, Islam Grand Sheik, and happy birthday to you. So I'm really, just enjoying being here amongst these
You got your singer right
esteemed,
there.
That's what I'm saying.
esteemed,
And I forgot, look,
esteemed scholars.
this brother, look,
I don't want to.
I reached out to him because
I don't want to. I haven't sang in a while, so I don't want to crack up on
I've
you
never
two.
sang. I have
When
never.
other people.
I have never sang. So you guys. You said a while. It's been never for me.
Brother Aaron used to come to the House of Real Awakening Minds and
Mhm.
teach for us, and we had some really really good times. And matter of fact, Brother Aaron and I caught up today. We talked for 3 hours, 15 minutes, and a few
Yes, we
seconds,
did.
and we didn't
Yes, we did.
realize that's how much time. I said we have got to go at, at this point, and his consort agreed. Yes, he said 3 hours. He didn't even realize that much time had passed. But we thank you. I
Mhm.
forgot. Look, I could have asked you to pull out your keyboard and played us something original, so we had some music because
Oh wow, I'm not even a see, that's the thing. I'm not even in a position to really, I wish I were, but I'm not in a position to really set up anything to really play anything
I'm
for you
just glad.
guys. I would have
I
loved to do that.
know,
So
but
maybe
you
down
but
the line I can bring that to the table and let you guys hear some of the works I've done as far as music wise.
Right now, I mean, because just to let,
been in the
just to
business
let
for a
you,
little bit.
for those that don't know, this brother is so well connected to the hip hop world, out of Philly and so forth, and I'm not gonna drop names, but he done worked with some of the greats, the greats, the greats. But I appreciate him, full of knowledge, full of. A matter of fact, our conversation was so deep. I said, look, you're gonna have to come on the show, and we can just have that conversation online one day soon, and just let folks be a fly on the wall. But I thank you, and I thank you for all that for what you shared, as far as your knowledge of what what Sheik has meant to you in your life. I appreciate that, and the fact that you're here is proof positive, of the fact that even if you haven't seen him for a long, long time, nobody forget the impression that he made or is made on your life. You can't put
he's made a lasting impression on my life. In fact, I wouldn't be able to write Rich today if it weren't for Grand Sheik. And I remember a lecture he had did about maybe a good 12 years ago. And he was saying that in the lecture, he wanted us to be able to, meaning us, the nation, because the nation is the people, we are the nation, to be able to go to the computer or go to pen and paper and be able to write this yourself, be able to affect this yourself. Because if you can't save yourself, no one's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And everyone is not as adept into writing writs because it can be tricky when you're dealing with a lot of the oppression of how things are being used against you and the writs that the de facto government uses against you. And on that note, I respect this brother Lamont so well because of the work that I see him putting in as far as doing writs. So you know what I'm talking about, Lamont, when you're putting out paperwork and you got to be accurate and very specific, because law is specific, and what you say and how you speak, even in written form. When you're putting that authoritative demand in written form, which is the precept in the written form, you have to be specific, because if you color it one little bit, it can be rude as mute. And I've been in situations where I've they they rude me as mute. I've been rude as mute by de facto administrators, and I've been in situations where I pretty much whipped their butts with a writ, scared them so bad. I've put writs out to the United Nations, so when the committee members of the United Nations, Mother Delilah and I, and so a lot of times we found that a lot of the de facto administrators that's operating here will run when you're specific in jurisprudence. So being able to put together a good writ is very important. How to lay out how you're going to structure it from the very time you put the heading on your seals, all the way down to what you are going to deal with as far as on your status. Your status should always be the first issue that you're presenting yourself on before you get to any subject matter. You want to kind of stay away from that, but you want to really emphasize on your status, because that sets the tone. You can assert yourself, just like Lamont knows. You can assert that consular position or the consular venue position, even in already existing judicial district, which is already existing. Now, you also have to come with the background, as Taj would always say, and I love him for that. You always have to come with that background and know what you're dealing with the geopolitics. You have to know that there's no operating courts lawfully operating here ever since 1789. So you need, when you're going to writing a writ, that's got to be at the forefront of your mind, and know that you're not dealing with any lawful venues. You are that lawful venue. So you have to assert that yourself. So it's not as easy as with some, as when I used to teach up there at the class, that to put down a writ, because I used to help a lot. I used to walk around like the guy, I forget the guy's name, he used to play chess, and he would go around and play the chess with all the other players. And I remember one time I was up there and I had everybody spread their writs out on the floor, and I was going from writ to writ to writ to writ to help them make corrections with how they speak, because you can color it just by using colorable terms that you're not aware of. So before you sit down and write a writ, you must really do your diligence on how you're going to word it. These precepts, these authoritative demands that you're making, have to be worded specifically to the law of jurisprudence, which you stand on as a more of al-mara. Anytime you use a term that's symbolizing that or giving a sense that you're coming out under a civil or more two status, you're mute. You're like a fly on the wall. And those de factos love making you a fly on the wall, and your writ will go in a circular file, which I call a circular file, which is trash. Never even will be seen or heard. But if you are able to keep it simple and write your writs correctly, according to the right wording, and making sure that you don't just go out there and cross jurisdiction by saying one word and then saying another word that gives them any inkling that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So when you put in a writ in, and have you done it to the best of your ability, and you know you're not crossing the jurisdiction, and you stand on that, you'll find in most cases these de facto administrators will run from you. They will literally run from you. You know, I've
And you
had
have learned a
situations.
lot. You have learned a lot, and
Yes.
I'm not gonna let you do a lesson here, because that's why we talk
All
3
right.
hours.
All right.
That's why we talk 3 hours and 15 minutes today. But we're gonna keep it on Grand Sheik.
Yes,
But
yes, and I
I know,
appreciate you, Graham.
I know how. Look, I know the teacher in you wants to come out, but I'm just not gonna let that happen today, because
All
I
right,
want,
all right,
when
mother. I
Grand
hear you.
Sheik
I hear you.
sees this, I want him to hear us giving him his praises and so forth. And I know you are, because I know your testament to the things that he's instilled in you. And you were telling me today, you go back and look at some of the old videos and so forth. And y'all, I do apologize to folks in there telling me that they missed me and they missed I missed y'all too, because every Tuesday I'm supposed to be on here, and every first and third Friday, Grand Sheik and I be sitting side by side, bantering back and forth. I'm giving him the eye, because he's saying some stuff or making me read a long dissertation. But I miss our Grand Sheik. I really, really miss him, and really looking forward, to him coming back really, really soon. And I'm trying, y'all, sometimes you lose momentum when things happen, and sometimes you might lose momentum. And I think that's what happened to me when he became ill, and I couldn't look forward to our first and third Fridays and stuff. I lost momentum for like almost everything, y'all. So I'm trying to get back in 2025. I'm trying to get back in the groove of my life. I'm racing towards 70, y'all. And so I don't want to be inactive. I know I need to be more active and do some more things. And with my sister Cynthia's help, she stays on me. I will absolutely, get myself back in gear and do what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to try to add Mother Delilah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, listen, I'm bringing you on now before I lose you off this air again. We don't see you, but anybody that knows our mother, our sister mother, Delilah Pasiel, when I met Grand Sheik, he began coming to Wilmington to do the classes, and Mother Delilah came with him. Every time he came, she came with her camera, and she videotaped a lot of what we saw in the beginning before we found out that we could do Facebook Live type stuff. I remember there was another thing that came before Facebook that people were doing, and they were trying to do a live. You remember, Mother Delilah? There was something else, but Facebook Live was just coming on, and there was this other program in between. Don't remember, but we had you. And she was taking those videos and getting them to our brother Nunaji, who was getting them out to the world. I had no idea that y'all was seeing what was happening at the House of Reawakening Minds. But with that, Mother Delilah, please tell us about how you met with and began working with Grand Sheik. And let me put this in. And some of the video, and correct me if I'm wrong, some of those videos that you see out there, those older videos of Brother Bobby Hemmett, I think they were not only videotaped. I don't know if they were videotaped by you, but they were some of them were at your domicile, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Islam. That's how I started out in the metaphysics with Bobby Hemmett. And then there was a Sister Latifa Ali, peace be unto her soul, who said, Lala, you got to come and, join the metaphysics with the civics, because like this brother is teaching the civics part of it. And myself being a rebel, it just fell in line with in my rebellious spirit, because the kinds of, of abuses that I had suffered over the years, I said something's got to be changed. Something can be changed, and so with that, um, I started going in 2009 to classes in Germantown with Taj and Raz Mariah and brother Mizraim. And then after that, after those were astrology classes, and then after that, start going down to 10th and Oxford, where classes were held. I think it was weekly, if I'm not mistaken, but I was always there, and that's where I and from that point on, I started with Brother James. Uh, Brother James, oh, he's passed on too. He used to film, and then I took over because I got the camera, because we were a bunch of sisters who got together, and because of the energy and the impulse that we felt the civics would lead us to, we started filming that. And I've given the whole catalog to Brother Taj, and it must be over couple hundred videos, that DVDs that I've given to him, classes that we had at 10th and Oxford, the sisters, with Sister Anna Ida and Sister Roz, and about 12 of us women, and we used to travel and go places and stuff like that. But like I say, I encountered Brother Taj there, and then from then start going down to Atlantic City, where Sister Roz was, and Brother Taj would be there, and we go on. Like you say, I can't remember that media form. I forget the media form that we were using to get this information out, but uh, started from there, and then uh, uh, we started coming to Delaware, and that's where I had the camera. And from that point onward, I was filming Brother Taj and learning at the same time, because, uh, as he said, we were learning on a curve. Yes, we were learning on a curve, and it was difficult. But as he has always said, pain is the best teacher. And I've had my booty kicked so many times, it's not even funny. But I did learn my lessons. But because of his inspiration, because uh, uh, the kinds of challenges, the study, the works that he always presented, I finally discerned that, all right, I can take it from here too. I can take it from here, uh, because that one first class that he didn't show up, he said, you have to be responsible and go ahead and do it. And I did it. It was like something from the ethers came and said, all right, work it out, and which I did. But like I said, I started with Bobby Hemmett, and then the ties. I had to blend the two, the metaphysics with the civics, and so that's where uh, I've been studying with him, for years, and we still talk, not as frequently, but I decided to go to the temples, the schools, to get the information, and that's where I put my faith. I put all my faculties in studying from there, regardless of whether the teacher was right or wrong. It doesn't have anything to do with the teacher. It has to do with whether you will put yourself into that and become that which you say you are. You got to show and prove. And so um, the last time I was here, the other incarnation, I didn't have the instructions, but this time around, I got the holy instructions from the prophet. And if I have any doubts or any trouble, all I have to do is just open the Circle 7 Quran, and invariably it goes right to the portion that I need to study. And so I've been on it. I've been studying diligently the chapters, and I'm learning the names of the chapters, and increasingly, because the word is important, learning what words are in and of themselves. So superficially I read the Circle 7, but then as I learned to understand the etymology of words, which is Brother Dula, and then Taj, with the etymon and going into the etymon of words, it's unfolded seven times. It's unfolded. So I don't read the Quran like, just superficially. I've, really thrown myself into it because that is me. Because it says, what is a prophet? A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in flesh. And what is an angel? An angel is a thought of Allah manifested in human flesh. And so I've taken on that point that, the prophet said, I've given you everything to save a nation. Now take it and save yourselves. And the two books that he said were, or demonstrated, were the 101s, better known as the 101s, Moorish questionnaire, as well as the Holy Quran of Circle 7. And I've made it, and I've internalized these two books so that I can save myself. I can redeem myself. I don't have to depend on others, because it is about redeeming itself. Because, like I say, the words are very important. The definition of love, I learned what each letter means: the L, the O, the V, and the E. And so learning to love, which is what the prophet says: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So love is the top point. And so by sharing with Brother Taj and other Moors on this journey, I've come to understand that it's about love. That's the only message that I can take with me. That's the only assembly I can take with me. That's the only discussion I can take with me. Nothing, there's no other object that you can take with you. The only object that you can take with you, or the only real esoteric meaning of life that you can take with you, is love. And so learning to love instead of hate has been a very, very, I guess not diligent, a struggle. It's been a struggle, because learning to love your neighbor as yourself, and boy, it has been a whirlwind of of uh, of of pathways that I have encountered, and knowing that that there's a higher self and a lower self. So when the teacher said, are you a devil? And I looked at him and said, no, I'm not a devil. But then in the 101s it says, the name the children of Adam and Eve: Lucifer, Satan, dragon, devil, and beast. So I am that. I'm my higher self and my lower self. But like I say, I'm glad that I was introduced to the Circle 7, and that Brother Taj suggested going to the temples just to see. And I sat there, regardless of who the teacher was, because it wasn't about the teacher, it was about the message that I got from the temples. And I sat there and studied, regardless of some of the obstacles that I encountered with some of the teachers. But I can't point the finger at them. I have to point the finger at self, because I'm the only one that can change self. And like I said, Brother Taj has been a very key component in understanding self. And I yield at this point.
I thank you, because we've had some great times over the years. I miss you, sister. I really we I remember look, Shuash, what's it called? Shiwashi, what's the name of that
Yeah,
stuff?
Shawushi.
Shiwashi.
Yeah.
You and Taj told me you gotta take it, and you came by the house, but it's like, just give me some of that Shiwashi.
Yes. Yeah.
I miss those times. It's so good to hear your voice. And hopefully I'll see you next month. But yeah, you have to go anywhere. Just stay on here.
All right.
I'm just going down the line
All right.
with folks. Appreciate this. Okay, now
All right.
what's to go next? I'm trying to see what's go next. Don't all raise your hand at the same time. Okay, Cynthia. No, we're going to Counsel General.
Peace. All right, so I started off with Taj in 2011 on YouTube, but who I first started with, which I'm proud to say, is Mother Delilah. That's who I started with, who you all just heard from. And everything that she said just took me back to 2012, back to training mode. if anybody has been working with me, you all know that I do coaching and training. People say, you know, I charge for paperwork. That's not true. The paperwork's on the website. The paperwork is the least of the worries. It's the coaching and training. And who I got that from was Sister Delilah. She coached and trained me. And it was almost like she was training me in 2012 to prepare for Taj Tarik Bey. And it went from Mother Delilah to Taj. And I had to be prepared for Taj's training. You know what I mean? And Taj's training is different. And she actually prepared me for Taj. She was telling me how Taj teach. She told me how Roz teaches, how Anna Il teaches. You know what I mean? And it was so exciting because meeting Delilah, you know, she was the first Moorish American that I met in person. You know what I mean? And she took me on a tour of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and all of that. I know it's about Taj, but to me, it's a package because she was the first person that I talked to over the phone that was competent. When in my world, I didn't have anybody else. You know what I mean? In my world, I was crazy to my family and the friends and all of that. And, you know, but Mother Delilah made it like, you know, the Moorish Divine and National Movement was a rite of passage. I'm telling you that, you know, the training that she gave me, I don't even think it was supposed to be training. It just turned into that, the conversations, because I came into this ready to battle. You know, I came into it looking, what they would say, looking for smoke, you know, with the police. Not that type of smoke, but, you know, I'm exercising my right to travel. That was my first fight, you know, in the Superior Court of the District of Columbia. And I would watch Taj faithfully on YouTube. You know, in 2011, let me tell you, when I found Taj Tarik Bey's videos, at first it was the sister that was teaching about how income tax is voluntary. It started with her. I can't remember her name. And what is it?
I think it's Queen Valerie.
No, not her.
Not her. Oh,
no, she used to work for the IRS.
The lady that worked for the IRS. Okay.
Yeah, right. and thank God she's still alive. You know, praise Allah, she's still alive.
Okay,
you know? And a related video popped up where it said, I think it was driver's license fraud. And the brother Abdullah was introducing Taj Tarik Bey. And, you know, they had the fezes on. Of course, I didn't know what that was. But I was already engaged in the income tax being a fraud, you know, and I had time to study because at this point I was an entrepreneur, you know, and I was, you know, the 2008 thing happened, you know, what they call furlough. And I had to move back, you know, with my folks, lost my house. But then things turned around for me, you know, when I started learning financial education with the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book and all of that. But eventually, as I was studying, and I had time to study because I was learning, I was investing in things. As I was studying, I saw that video, driver's license fraud. And the brother looked like somebody off Fred Sanford's son. I'm like, who is this guy? You know, with a bush, you know, with the fez on, and he got to talking about words, like all of what Mother Delilah was just saying, the importance of words and how they never taught us how to read, but it was one profound statement he made, and it sticks to me. It sticks with me to this day. He said, I'm going to give you reference points. I don't want you to believe what I have to say. I'm going to give you reference points so that you can cross-reference it. And in the process of you proving me wrong, you're going to learn and see it for yourself. So, Brother Harun L., like how you was introduced with the treaty, I wasn't. I wanted to prove Taj wrong in my heart because he said so, you know, in the YouTube video. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the Library of Congress. I'm at DC. Let me go to the Library of Congress to see if this treaty is real, right? Not only that, but you know, where I was at, I was studying at Parkland Library off Alabama Avenue and Staten Road. Anybody know where that is in Southeast DC? That's what they call the jungle, somewhat, right? I studied in the jungle, and they didn't have the law dictionaries in the library. It's kind of small library, cool library. But I went to the Library of Congress. You know, that's when I learned that there was 3 buildings, and I went in there, got my ID card, my reader card, and at this time, I had already met Mother Delilah to go and get my nationality card out of Philly. This is when they was, you know, issuing them out of Philly, and I was excited. You know, I was able to take the tax off of purchases and things of that nature. But I went to the Library of Congress, and I had used for the first time my nationality card to get a library reader card. And so they had the free and national name on there. So I had 2 forms of identification at that time with my free and national name on it and no driver's license. And I had went and looked up the word driver, like Taj Tarik Bey said to do. I looked up driver, I looked up traffic, and I saw how they all related to commerce. Then I looked up that treaty of 1787 and later 1836, but the 1787 treaty first. And I said, wow, this is really Northwest Africa. This is a Morocco. So I had to process that. And I was like, you know, I ain't going to believe it until, you know, I actually do something. You know, I'm an active person. So when I decided to allow my driver's license to expire, and I contacted, you know, the number on rvbaypublications.com and spoke with Mother Delilah. And then, you know, she's just giving me all these erudition lessons. And, you know, it correlated with the lessons that I was learning from Taj on YouTube. And, you know, I went up in that de facto courtroom. I would talk to Delilah. Like, I've been to the de facto court 4 times at DC before they dismissed the case, before I decided to not go with the advice of Mother Delilah. She said, why are you going back up there? Right? So I didn't go, and they dismissed the case. And but before I would go, I went 4 times. Every time I would go, before I went into the venue, I would talk to Delilah. And Delilah sounds like Taj to me, right? They both have rebellious spirits. And it matched my spirit. And I was like, I love it, right? So she was like, she would give me these prep talks. I would listen to Taj first, then I would call her. All right, I'm about to go in to the court building, and she would tell me, you know, I remember you say you want to be a Moorish American. This is your initiation, right? Every single time, this is your initiation. You got to fight the paper monster. She gave me the analogy of the Wizard of Oz movie. And the whole breakdown of it, and the District of Columbia was the paper monster that all of those people are hiding behind, right? And I will go up in there, and, you know, the transcripts is on the website. It's on the website, enforcetheconstitution.org. And I will speak from the energy of Mother Delilah and Taj Tarik Bey. I will speak from their energy, that ancient and wise energy. You know what I mean? It was coming out my mouth. And sometimes I would even like bluff and say, I'm going to sue you. Anybody touch me in this courtroom, I'm going to sue you. I didn't know how to sue nobody. I was bluffing. But I also knew they were bluffing because I'm like, hold on, you all, I now know, thanks to Taj and the coaching from Delilah, I now know what makes one a judicial officer. It's a delegation of authority order. You all really don't have that? And I'm in there like looking at how they respond. And then I remember Taj saying that they're going to clear the courtroom, you know, because they don't want nobody in there to hear what you have to say. And Delilah would say the same thing. You know, they don't want to hear what you got to say. You know, Delilah would gas me up. She would put the biggest battery in my back before I go in there. And I just go in there like a raging bull, you know, in order though. And I'm still puzzled, like, oh my God, like all of these people are being fooled. These people, this man or this woman with this black robe on doesn't have the judicial power at all. They don't have no power. And then I'm looking at all the people. Now, the first time I went and they called my case last after we done went back and forth, you read the transcript. You go to website, enforcetheconstitution.org, click on traffic cases, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you will see the transcripts. I posted them. The very first one was the most interesting one to me because I was scared as hell. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. But I didn't want to let Delilah down. And I knew that she was telling Taj what I was doing. Because I was like, man, I want to like give a great impression. Because I prayed for this. I prayed for what Taj Tarik Bey has been putting out there for us to get. I prayed for that in 2009. I just didn't know what I was praying for. I just prayed for truth. Whatever the truth was, I wanted to know the truth. And, it changed my whole entire life from that day forward, after meeting Delilah, then eventually Taj, and being able to get, and I wish to get back in contact with you, Mother Delilah. I can't wait. I'm so glad to hear your voice. But to hear, Taj, even to this day, because he still coaches me, and how that moment changed my life, being able to talk to foreign hybrid European colonizers, the elder ones that's wearing these black robes that we once was told were judges, to be able to talk to them, in an intelligent tone, but with power, with confidence as far as standing on the truth, and with power. See, people think it's the paperwork. It's not the paperwork. Delilah even told me it was not the paperwork. She told me that from the beginning. She said, it's you. Those are thoughts expressed on paper, but it's you. You're the thought made manifest. So go and be that which you put on the paper, because, let's be real. The documents was on RV Bey Publications, just like they're on Enforce the Constitution right now. It ain't that until you embody those words. So be those words. And I was those words. And it wasn't until I want to say after the case was dismissed, it didn't hit me. I was excited, but it didn't hit me until somebody explained to me the power of a default judgment. When they dismissed the case per the default judgment that I issued, somebody explained, it was a sister that worked for a debt collecting agency. She was like, oh my God, you filed the default judgment. We have to petition for those. And you filed it. I don't understand how you were able to file that. And then she read it, eyes got big, and she said, okay, let me explain this to you. If they dismiss this case based off of the default judgment you filed, that means that you have judicial power. It's like, what? And she said, and also that also means that if they try to charge you with anything in the District of Columbia again, you could bring up that default judgment and enforce it and sue the whole District of Columbia. And I said, okay, I got to try that. So I went to a train station. I think Mother Delilah may remember this. It was back in 2012. I went to the train station. This was probably a week or two after the case was dismissed. And Metro train station, and I told the station manager that I wasn't going to pay. I don't have any gold and silver coins to pay. Furthermore, I looked up the owner of Metro, the stockholders. They're all foreigners, foreign hybrid European colonizers, and I don't have a debt with them. And this is my land. I'm aboriginal to the land. I'm a Moorish American national. And I plan to walk through that gate without giving you all any fiat. And if you want, you can call the police. And he said, excuse me, let me give you the watered down version. He said, yeah, I'm gonna call the police. You wait right there. So the police came. It was 7th District. It was a Caucasian woman, and can't remember the man. He was quiet though. So she came to me. She said, Yes, sir. I was told that you plan to walk through the gate without having to pay. I said, yes. I explained the same thing to her. And I said, furthermore, the District of Columbia Police Department, they once upon a time, go mommy. They once upon a time thought that I needed a driver's license. Your department thought that I needed a driver's license to travel on my own land. Here I have a default judgment that was entered into the record that caused this traffic case to be dismissed. And here I have the case summary showing that the charges in the case was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction and fraud. She looked at it. She looked at me and she said, do you have some form of identification on you? I said, yes, I have a national identification card, the one that Sister Delilah took me to go get. And she said, can I see it? I said, sure. I pulled it out, showed it to her. And what she did was she matched the card. I seen her hold the card up to the default judgment, the signature page. And she said, okay, I think I know what's going on. She gave me my paperwork back and my card, and she looked at the station manager and said, if he walks through that gate, we can't stop him. And if you put your hands on him and try to stop him, we'll have to place you under arrest. So right then and there, I kept my poker face, you know, my as if to say, I know exactly what's going on, and she's right. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing backflips, cartwheels. I'm like, what did I just hear? And, you know, she went back and forth with the station manager. The station manager was like, yeah, we have to charge everybody, even if Barack Obama, because Barack Obama was in the de facto office at the time. Go Obama, go ahead. And he was like, even if Barack Obama comes through here, if it doesn't come from the boss man, my boss man, then he has to pay. She said, sir, we can't stop him from walking through the gate, but we also can't allow you to stop him in case you're under arrest. So to keep the peace, you know, she pulled me to the side. She said, I'm gonna pull you to the side. And she offered to pay my round trip on the train. So, and, you know, I allowed her, you know, damn right, go ahead and pay it. But on the train, that's when my life changed, because I got a time to think, you know, and to reevaluate, you know, everything that I was taught, you know. Now I started looking at Taj Tarik Bey's videos a little closer, you know, because I now, like in the beginning of my journey in this movement, I started watching the videos, I want to say January 2011 or maybe December 2010. But my activity didn't start until May 2011. That's when that's when my driver's license got, no, not suspended. What is it called? Expired. And that's when I started to be active. So coming into the movement with a dismissal and then being able to enforce a default judgment to even just get on the train without having to give up fiat, and the recognition and honor that came with that, I started to look at Taj's character. You know what I mean? Not just his personality and how much of a great guy he is, but also his character, his principles. And then it wasn't until late 2012 to going into 2013 is when I started hearing all of the slander being brought against Taj. And I'm like, nah, like, you know, and that's when I was introduced to people at the Everlasting Life Center at PG County. Eventually I started teaching that, but Taj and others will come down there and teach. But I would hear people, you know, there as well as online talk trash about him, saying that the Constitution don't work, the treaty doesn't work, Taj getting people jammed up in processes. And I'm like, you know, mind you, when I came into it, I was by myself. Then I met Sister Delilah. So that was it with me. Then I had my breakthrough. So I'm like, well, nah, you know, he's not lying. I got proof. You know what I mean? And I would like argue with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tripping. This man, and I don't even know him like that. I met him at House of Reawakening Minds. That was my first time meeting Dr. G. You know, I was excited. But I was like, man, I'm willing to fight for Taj, because He changed my life. I have a whole nother outlook of life now. I have a renewed life, like it's explained even in the Bible, where it says, for those who will lose their life, what is it? For those that will find their life, no, excuse me, I said it backwards. Give me a second. For those that will lose their life will find it, and for those that will find their life for my sake will lose it. Maybe I said it backwards, but anyway, I finally understood what it meant to have or to be reborn or born again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got this whole nother character that grew out on the inside of me that, eventually start unfolding every single day. So because of that, I made it my business to listen to Taj every single day. I felt like if I didn't do anything all day but listen to Taj, I got something done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a successful day or a productive day because I listened to Taj Tarik Bey. I am so serious, and because of that, I'm forever grateful and thankful for his existence. Most importantly, all of the slander that was thrown against Taj over the years, and for him to have alligator skin and really have alligator skin, you know what I mean, and still carry out his great missionary work. His great missionary work, I mean, the character of a man like that is a titan, so when his son says, man, his son is as tough as him, he inherited that alligator skin. But, you talk against bad, he gonna speak up. But he said, remember to always honor the titans that came before you, because you're standing on the shoulder of titans. That's why when people give me big ups, I always refer back to Taj. And my secret weapon was Delilah. That was the secret weapon, because that's the mother energy that spoke to me, that reminded me of my mother. You know what I mean? Outside of this movement, my mother's just like Delilah. Outside of this movement. And Sister Delilah, I think you remember my mom.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people that I'm working with today, even when I got kidnapped last year to finish out that whole parole situation, and that was beautiful how I got out on writ of habeas corpus. Because I said that in 2014, when I first went into prison, that I wasn't getting out no other way other than habeas corpus. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't doing no parole. Eventually took the parole under protest. But I said, I'm getting out on habeas corpus. And because I spoke those words, like Lila taught me, like Taj taught me, and even you, Dr. G, because you're big on metaphysics, I had to live out those words. So 10 years later, a decade later, I get thrown back into the dismal crypt just so that I can fulfill the word that I planted back in 2014 when I first went in. So I wasn't going to get off of parole because it's expired or good behavior. Nope, because I didn't report. I didn't do any of that. I got out based off of truth, based off habeas corpus. And it was thanks to Taj Tarik Bey, who told me to stay sincere, because I was like, Taj, people keep coming to me saying that I'm going to get killed because of what I know or because of what I'm doing. Well, you ain't dead. How come they keep saying I'm going to die? He said, I've been hearing it too. Don't worry about that. You know what's going to keep you safe? Sincerity.
Yes, Islam.
Sincere. Yeah, he told me, Delilah tell you, he said, stay sincere and you will get far. You don't have nothing to worry about if you stay sincere. Just for me to find out later in the mysteries of the silent brotherhood of the East, the first brotherhood test is sincerity.
Yes.
Taj ain't even give me he just told me to stay sincere. And I'm still sincere. I see the slander about me and I'm like, damn, Taj, this is what it comes with, right? He said, yep, just get the work done. If your right arm offends you, cut it off, keep it moving. And that method works. So thank you, Mother Delilah. I still use your principles, your coaching. As a matter of fact, the way that you taught me to coach, people compensate me to coach and train them the same way.
Islam.
Work comes with it. But I'm thankful for you. And I know where you got it from, as far as the erudition was Brother Taj Tarik Bey. So I'm forever grateful for our Grand Sheik, our Amir, and our brother and my spiritual father, Taj Tarik Bey. I'm forever grateful. And I know I, as well as so many others, has his back, seen and unseen. And that's all I have to say about that.
Well, thank you so much for that. I'm going to move on to let me see. I'm going up to Cynthia.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes,
hey,
ma'am.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. First of all, I think I've known Taj for about 15 to 16 years, and a lot of what you guys have already said about him is exactly 100% true. I started out actually with RB Bey Publications, and once I met Raj and Anaida L, I got into the Sunday Sisters in Law class. And from there, and from purchasing all of the books of Taj that was on that the website, I started listening to all the his videos. And of course, between him, Bobby Hemmett, and all the other videos that were out at that time, I just continued my studies like that. Went to several temples along the way just to see exactly what they were talking about. I met Taj personally in I think it was 2015, something like that. He came down to Houston. We were doing 2 films together, George Washington and the Cherry Tree. We did part 1 and part 2, and we filmed that for a couple of weeks while he was down here. While he was down here, also, I had the opportunity, he started tutoring me on different, law information. Every day for breakfast, he would tell me to get out a piece of paper and he would tear it into different pieces. He would make me write out a sentence on that piece of paper for studying, make me say it over and over again until I got it right. And he made me go and research it. We did that for a couple of weeks. And after that, he said, well, Cynthia, he says, I want you to take all this information and utilize it, because he says, I just want to leave it to someone who I know will do something with it. And ever since then, I think the next thing we did big was the Triple Light Tour in 2018 here in Houston. It was the largest event for Moors ever. Okay, we had close to 300 people. It was an amazing. I set everything up at the Sheik Center here in Houston. I went all out. I had it decorated like an Egyptian tent. And it was just really, it was really a sight to see. But other than that, Taj has always been my mentor as far as me, learning what I needed to know about certain things, mostly about law and about how to handle yourself, as everyone else has said this evening. But I just miss him so much, and I just wanted to say, happy solar return, Taj. And I have your gift. I didn't send it this time because I didn't know what was going on as far as you being able to receive it or not. But I will bring it in June because I know you're going to be well for our event in June. So I'm looking forward to seeing you and seeing you, doing good. I guess that's basically all I have to say, other than the fact that you're a part of my life, always will be, and I'm just looking forward to seeing you again. So that's it. That's all I have to say, because again, we done said the same thing. We just love him so much.
Well, we all love him. Well, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you for that. And we get to work closely with him, particularly we have over the years, but probably me more than most, because of what we've been doing for the last, I don't know how many years now. We've been working together since 2011, but in the last couple of years, we've been working even closer, doing the first and third Friday, and then we added the fourth Friday on to that, in person. And so at least I always have the benefit of seeing him maybe 3 times a month. So not seeing him, has been difficult. But when I do talk to him, we have a wonderful conversation, but I'm mindful to cut it off, because he will keep on talking. And then I get the word that after he's had long, seemingly, lively conversations with folks, he's exhausted, because he still wants to give. he wants to teach. He can't, when they say somebody's apt to
Yeah.
preach, he's apt to teach. Whenever he's got the opportunity, he's got somebody's ear. He always wants to give over some knowledge or to give some clarity. Because if you bring something to him and it's not necessarily the way he knows it to be or feels, then he's going to give you his view of it, and he's going to give it to you in depth. So, but yeah, he's for me, it's just awesome that I have had that much access to Grand Sheik, over the years. And of course, when he couple of years ago when he was remodeling my kitchen and all that stuff, I got to see him even more, because sometimes it would be days here, and folks, to get he was working and teaching, if you're in earshot, then you're gonna get taught. So with that, I'm gonna move over to Mother Kahai, who's our cosmotion. I may be saying that wrong. She has these different. I don't know who she is today. She got she has a different definition. So I don't want to. I knew she was a cosmoson, but now she's a M other. So let's go into it. You never know what's coming from this wonderful, wonderful sister.
Well, yes, I'm always the cosmos, and yes, I am the mother, Mother Kai, but the M other is the mitochondrial other. And the reason why I put it like that is because, yes, the and O, her, we are all one another. See, everyone is really her. So we are really here celebrating her in the name of Taj Tarik Bey, because all of that beautiful energy that comes through him is hers. And she placed him here as a reminder for all of hers, us, United Souls, inside of USA, United States of America Corporation. So when people say USA, if you just say it like a name, like you would say TAJ, you can say USA, but we say TAJ, we say Taj. So if we say USA and we say USA, see, and USA is the same sounding as USA. And it just so happens that the Grand Sheik is born on the 14th. That is the number of pieces that USA was cut up into. And he is here in USA, USA. And everything has a purpose. So he is actually the kryptonite to the one who is calling himself the president, the one who is presiding. And so I get a chance to hear people say, well, Taj ain't really do nothing because the problem isn't solved. And that we ain't free yet. But if they just look at the truth, the energy of who he ain't here to free you. That's not what Mother said. He's here to resurrect, get you to remember, because that's what 14 Asar does. Asar needs to be put back together. You see, and so by him being on that 14 in the USA, USA, his words went far and wide and to the people that are right here on the panel and beyond what's on the panel right now. And so the issue here is that I don't get much change on $100 bill myself, but I'm just learning now about I need to know civics because I thought I knew something, but I really didn't know no thing because nothing is no thing. But I had to start to learn about, is it KNOW or is it NO? And all of these things here began to become compelling after listening to Taj Tarik Bey and watching how many people who are elders who say they sat with him and They were learning and they know about civics and they're nationalized already. I'm like, where have I been? Well, I haven't really been around the block, but the short time that I've known him, I've known his energy and have a respect for the energy that's coming through that vessel called Taj Tarik Bey because it's a strong message that mother put here. And so when you look at his numerology and you see 2 7s, if anybody knows it, he got 2 7s. Well, that's authority. So he speaks with authority and do not interrupt. Don't interrupt. So that's because you have 2 7s and a 9. And that 9 is the head of state. So when you look at his life path, and I think you say he come here in 1946, right?
Yes.
So, right. So then you're looking at I don't know what is wrong with people because they come into the wrong mother when they come to me about Taj Tarik Bey because I'm just like, well, you don't know the energy then. So I just like, what do you want? You know? Because he has a 9 life path. I so believe, if I remember, 'cause I ain't doing the math today, but I try to remember people by the energy, not really by the name, because the name does have energy too. But 9 is the head, that's the head of state. So really, he's here representing her, the great mother, to help things that are chaotic to be put in order. But he didn't come to just do it, he came to speak it. Because his number in his heart is 5, which is communications, quick communications, by the way. And it's karmic as well, because Noble Drew Ali also has a 14-5 life path. So it was his soul's calling, Noble Drew Ali. And then the great mother say, I'm going to give Taj Tarik Bey the gift of communications. He's not going to be challenged with it. He's going to have the absolute gift. See? So now people are just slacking because they're dealing with themselves with, yes, he didn't do this. Well, look at my own self. Here I am getting, like I said, much change out of $100 bill, and he getting less change than me. But we all learning late because I still have a lot of work to do. And I'm like, whoo, how am I gonna get this done? Well, I'm gonna tell Taj something, and it's gonna sound good. You know how I go. I think that okay, let me back up a little bit. Because he have a 9 life path and it's all about the head, that's why he going through what he going through. Because see, as an iatro mathematician, that's the other word you besides the cosmosan that I am. Okay? Iatro mathematician. That's basically what doctors used to be called because you learn how to heal the body through numbers because based on your life challenge and you look at that, you're going to have corresponding issues. So he got things going on in his head. When he had problem with his eyes, problem with his teeth, that's because he's head of state and that's a Martian energy. So he's very fiery. So, we can start to deal with things on what I say now, anatomy, with anatomy. And then we can start to heal ourselves because see, everybody didn't come to do the same thing or the thing that you want them to do. Because I can't teach civics if I cannot teach it. That's not what mother have me doing. She have me staying focused on playing a role, having fun, bringing people together in love, showing you how to have a one love because that's the important thing. So when you talk about the one love, well, God just have the gift of the 14-5. So he love what he's doing because that's his natural gift. Communication, quick communications too. See, and then the writing is the 7s. the double sevens. So I just want to make sure that I put this out there. People who come with me about what Taj ain't do, don't come with me about what Taj ain't do. You got to know what your role is to play. And I personally feel that if we want to talk on the outside, I think that even if something wrong with Taj eyes right now, he don't need to have his eyes to see no poom poom, okay? Because with all that knowledge, we need to get a nice young woman and he need to impregnate her because that's how we fight back, okay? Because he can make a boy child. Mhm. And then, right, that's called generational wealth because that knowledge that he has is inside his being, his sperm. And when it goes inside that young woman, that's called a mukazet. That's called the gold. And we will make a golden child just by using his sperm inside of a very nice young woman. See? And he don't need his eyes for that. Okay?
Okay.
Because I'm quite
Okay. He got some
so
seeds out there. There might be some gold already among this
what you
young.
say? What you say? What
I
you
said
say?
there might be some gold children that that he's already got out here. His children.
Well, that's
We're not
okay,
gonna go
but you
there.
know what? But let me just say this though. He can have some right now who are older, but this is the age of the 2000. See, 2000, the 2000 children and the energy that is present right now is totally different than the ones that came in the 1900 now. So this is what you call alchemy, really, truly. And people may take it as, oh, I talk in sex thing, but it's magic. And inside of the black woman is that same thing that they say when they put thing in a movie and they tell you, right, what they're gonna do. Because we know Taj talk about the brotherhood plenty time. And so what they do is that if everybody listening, they tell you without really telling you because they have to tell you. But if you're too dumb to pick it up, then it's like they didn't tell you. But when the you know what came out, they told you in the movie Contagious. When the T-shirt came out and said you got that, you know, black girl magic, hmm? They were telling you, all the sisters, you got that black girl magic. So what the hell is everybody waiting on Taj to do? It's the black woman who has to do it. He only is the prince. He ain't, you understand? The one to do it is the black woman. And he's the prince saying, can you wake up and come into my life? I need you in my life. I need you in my world. That's the whole story of Sleeping Beauty. The black woman too busy sleeping. She getting she this and that and whatever. And he's Prince Charming say, I need you in my life. And he's speaking the words, the civics. And the black woman, she doing, I don't know what she doing. So that's why I say, maybe you got to get a young woman too. And in this age, in the 2000s, make a golden child for the energy that mother is pushing through right now. The great mother is going faster. So imagine this, all the knowledge that he have, and then a child coming with the speed of lightning, because that's what speed we going at right now. So I'm just saying this in a lot of fun too. So don't take it too heavy. But it's heavy because it's the truth. This is how the gods made themselves again. This is how you don't die. This is how Taj never died. So we're talking about 79 birthday, and we are not promised tomorrow, and we don't know. So this is about creating what we want. And I just throw it out there because I know I'm talking to him because he listening. So I ain't really talking to y'all. I'm telling Taj right now.
All right. All right.
And I just want to say this too. One last thing, and I promise you,
Okay.
is what Taj has been telling all the women too, is that the one that's in power is born on the 14th, just like him too. So you have a negative and a positive. So you got the negative inside the White House, faking the funk, eh? And then you have Taj who's putting it in the truth. But everybody's talking about X AI, X whatever. But X is what? That's the feminine right there, the X chromosome. And Taj Tarik said it so many times. It's the woman that needs to know all of this because she's the one that's going to run the nation. So don't expect him with his his 2 7s, which is cool, relaxed. You know, they say mother rested on the 7th day. So he got 2 7. You think he gonna get out there and and then be cut into pieces? Remember, he got the 14, so he already learned a lesson before about getting out there. So now he gonna talk it and say, hey, now it's time for everybody else to walk it. Because the man that is right now inside, or let me call his name, Marduk, Marduk that trying to run everything, you see, executive order, quick, executive order, quick. See how Taj is quick and like fast? So it don't matter the so-called race, energy is energy. It's only coming through a different face. So when you seeing Mr. Hornman, executive order, moving so fast because that's the brotherhood too. And it's the the executive order. So who is supposed to be issuing all these executive orders according to my brethren, Taj Tarik Bey, but the woman, executive order. Stop. You can't even say executive without using the X chromosome. Executive. So I rest my case, huh? All right, that's it. So Taj, go do your thing.
But thank you, Mother.
I love all y'all too. I love y'all too. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to take. I want to read. Brother SetenRa sent a text because he was having difficulty, getting on, and he asked me to share this for Grand Sheik, and he said, "I'm SetenRa Bey. From my family and I want to wish Taj the happiest 79th solar return possible. From the time I met Taj, he has been a great inspiration to me. I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to call on him at any time and have him drop jewels on me. The bigger blessing is having him as a friend. Getting to spend time with him personally and getting to know him off the stage is something I can't put into words. He's had an impact on me and countless others, and I appreciate him for that. He shares himself with us all without looking for anything in return, and that speaks volumes. To a great man, my elder and friend, I love you, Taj. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon. And that's from Brother SetenRa. And he wanted
Cheers.
to take. Yeah.
Cheers to that. I second that. Great health and thing. Cheers.
Cheers. I also, there is a new newsletter that's out. It's called the El Maghrib Times. Am I saying it right?
It's the Maghrib Times. Yes.
The Maghrib, I put an L on there. The Maghrib Times. I'm sorry. And those of you who may not know about this this newsletter, it's being produced by enforcetheconstitution.org. So if you go to their website, you will see right to the first page. You're going to see access. You're going to get access to the newsletter. But I want to share. I want to share the fact that. Let me see. Okay, let me bring this up. I don't know if you can see this. Okay. Actually, I don't know what I did. Let me get out. They're actually have a new edition out, the latest edition, and it has tribute to our Grand Sheik. I was honored. I'm trying to find it now. Counsel General. Did have it up. Let me see. Where would I find it at now?
It's when you go to enforcetheconstitution.org.
Yes, it was on the first page, but now it's not there.
Yeah, the pop-up. Yeah, you're talking about the pop-up. So what you do is on the top right-hand corner, click on the more, and it's going to bring down a drop-down menu, and then go all the way down to where you see the Maghrib Times Volume 1 and Volume 2. So it'll be volume, I think it's Volume 2.
Okay.
Volume 2, Issue 1.
Okay, I believe this is it. And let me see if I got page. I wanted to share because I had the opportunity to write, if this is the right one. And this is an amazing 27-page newsletter that, you know, I think everyone will enjoy. It's so full of information. I don't know if this is the right one. I think I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah, it'll be the web page. When you click on more and it gives you the drop down menu, the web page would be the Maghrib Times Volume 2.
I see it.
Yeah, we have a Volume 1 that has 3 issues, so you all want to check those out too, full of information.
Okay, so let me get. How do I share this? How do I come down on this page? All right. Exit full screen. Here we go. So if I can share this, I'm trying to bring it up. It's not letting me share it. Oh, here it is. Share. This is a piece that, and I can't read this because it's too little for me to see. Oh my goodness. This is it. Yeah.
Do you want me to do screen share? Because I could bring it up and probably make it bigger.
I do that. I do exactly what you do.
All right, let me do it.
Right. I can't even bring this. Let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing so that you could bring it up.
Okay.
But it's a 27 pages, and it's what comes out twice a month.
Yes, I believe twice, either 2 or 3 times a month. So, are you able to see my screen now? Wait a minute.
Let me see. Where's that? Share screen.
It's not. Oh.
Yeah, here it is.
It's not sharing yet. Hold on.
Is that you? Yeah, here it is. And shout out to Sister Jasmine L and her team. Editor,
yes, our media team.
Our media team.
Yes, the Enforce the Constitution media team put this together. Yeah, oh my goodness, I'm so appreciative of them. But this is the Maghrib Times right here. This is newsletter Volume 2, Issue 1. And like I said, we have a Volume 1, Issue 1 as well. And make this a little bigger so that you all can see it. And this is so this right here is a read now. So you're able to like go on the website and, you know, just switch the pages here on the right side as if you're flipping the page.
Well, I can read from my page what's here. So this is the tribute that I wrote, which is what on page 20. What? 6,
it's on page 21.
I guess wherever it is.
I just passed it. Hold on 1 second.
And I got it up on my screen, but I can't put it on the screen like this, so I can read it from here if you want me to.
I have it.
Okay.
And I'm going zoom in. Let me see if I can. Okay. It's not letting me zoom in, but go up to the top, but I can go.
Okay, so I'm good. I can see it. I can see it. If you can show it, I can see it over here, but I can't, you know, so I can just read this.
Okay.
Okay. So I was asked to put something together just from my perspective regarding the Grand Sheik, and I went to how we met. And this says, sometimes you look back on events of your life and clearly recognize times when divine intervention unquestionably occurred. Like December 18th, 2010, when I, as a pastor apostle, experienced a spontaneous awakening and awareness that my life and ministry was about to dramatically change. Looking back, I realized this had to happen in order to lay the foundation for the Saturday in September 2011, when the late astrologer, philosopher, teacher, and author Zodiacus L asked me to take her to Philadelphia to hear a lecture given by a man she called Taj Tarik Bey. Although I do not recall the exact date, it was the day that changed the trajectory of my life's purpose. I did not know then how much of an impact our meeting would have, not only on me, but on countless people around the world. Until that day in 2011, I had never heard of Taj Tarik Bey and was only vaguely familiar with Moors or Moorish science from my brief interaction with Zodiacus L. I later learned Taj had been teaching Moorish science at least 25 years by then, and had even been part of opening a Moorish science temple in Wilmington. He was well known within the conscious community, largely in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and New York. But remember, I was in Christian ministry, and up until the months before, 9 months before meeting him in Philadelphia, almost like being in the womb, those 9 months prepared me for what was to, I'm trying to see, what was to come. Something new, exciting, completely different from my previous religious indoctrination. Sister Zodiacus L, up to, let me see, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, I can't even read. Sister Zodiacus L showed up to my, by then almost empty building one Sunday with the message that she had come to help me, and help I needed. All the members of my formerly packed church had left except the faithful few who would also eventually leave. However, it probably what was a little over a year before she transitioned in 2012, this brilliant young teacher, astrologer, philosopher, and author became the forerunner that opened my mind to the fact that there was more, and I spelled it MOOR, so much more I needed to know and learn, and that I was in a unique position to make the knowledge I was becoming privy to available to others. She connected me with Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey, which I firmly feel was her final earthly assignment. I honestly cannot say I really understood what Grand Sheik was talking about when I first met him, but I knew I needed to get him to Wilmington to do a presentation at my building. He agreed to come the next month, and with Zodiacus L's help, word got around that he would be lecturing, and the house was packed. In the beginning, he held classes once a month. This grew to twice a month, with Grand Sheik eventually becoming not just a guest lecturer, but an integral part of all aspects of House of Reawakening Minds. Ever since October 2011, I have been on an exciting journey of discovering hidden truths. I've learned so much in the years of my association with Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey, and he has become my scholarly mentor, big brother, confidant, house doctor, and most of all, my friend. Perhaps due to Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey's teaching, you discovered that you're not African American, Negro, Black, colored, coon, jigaboo, or other derogatory or de facto label, but an Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish American subjugated by colonization and mind control. It is through Grand Sheik's wisdom, knowledge, and intellect that many have broken free of the chains of mental slavery and are working to correct years of lies, cover up, deceit, and disinformation, all because he has fiercely exposed the truth about us, about so many things. To his credit, many of his mentees, such as Abdullah El Talib Mosi Bey and Counsel General Lamont Maurice L, just to name a few, have gone on to achieve erudite mastery and recognition in their areas of concentration and efforts to uplift fallen humanity. Still others, other nameless women and men from diverse ethnicities have benefited from his teachings, freeing themselves and others through the knowledge they gain. To many, Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey has been seen as almost invincible. However, in recent months, this great erudite scholar has had to face the reality that over 50 years of hard work and selfless sacrifice has taken a toll on him. Because of this, since early fall 2024, he has had to step back from the rigors of teaching and home repair projects in order to focus on addressing his overall health and well-being. House of Reawakening Minds is honored to be part of the call to action to assist Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey on his road to recovery. The outpouring of financial support, love, and well wishes has and is making a big difference in his healing process. And we are anxiously looking forward to his return to teaching soon. We also want to take this opportunity to honor our National Grand Sheik on his 79th solar return on February 14th, 2025. And it goes on to say that with that, I leave you with the following tribute I originally wrote and published in February 2010. but even more timely and really relevant today. So some of you have heard that, but I'm going to read it. It says, tribute to Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. This man we know as Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. Of his legacy and contributions, what can I say? Tremendously talented, so gentle and kind. His wealth of wisdom stimulates your mind. A teacher, builder, and furniture maker, a poet, singer, writer, artist, dancer, tailor, and chef. Oh, and an auto body mechanic. Is there anything left? A pure Renaissance man, great Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. When he's gone off the scene, what will history books say? That he exposed the deeds of the wicked oligarchy as part of his mission to set captive Moors free. He consistently warned about Rex 84's deep state plan to extinguish all Moors. He opened our eyes to birth certificate, marriage license, and mortgage fraud. For his passion and fortitude, he earned summa cum laude. He taught sleeping Moors about the bondages they were under. He dispensed straight knowledge, so there was never need to wonder. Ahead of his time, yet never out of sync, his profound oratory skills surely made you think. In spite of opposition from Moors just like him, he continued to teach truth so that even his naysayers could win. What a priceless treasure we have in this man. Let us not take for granted the burden of demand. So let's give him the honor he deserves on this day. Our master teacher and way shower, Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey.
Wow. Lovely.
Okay, let me figure out how to get back. Okay, so that's my contribution. They're also in the newsletter. There are tributes that were sent in, I think, from Moors all over. There's tributes in there. I'm not going to read them because we've taken a lot of time. But we just, want Grand Sheik. Now I'm going to talk to you directly. We want you to know how much we love you. We appreciate you. We are sending you love and energy, healing energies. We don't want you to be concerned about us because you have these great men and women that you have inspired that are now doing in large part what you have taught them to do. They're emulating you and going beyond that. So we don't want you to worry about, taking the time to take care of you. That's so much more important for us to know that you are healthy and that you are happy than us having you before us suffering. So I want you to know I love you, and I think I'm pretty sure I speak for others. And as we get ready to go, I'm gonna go back up to Abdullah. Everybody, take 5 minutes and say something to Grand Sheik directly, and we're gonna wrap this up. And I don't think we violated anything, so this should stay here forever. I don't think we did, Brother Abdullah.
Yes, peace, everyone. Definitely want to thank everybody for showing their love. Those who are viewing and those who will be listening later on to the recording. Definitely, Todd, you are greatly appreciated, and all the work you've done over the years. You have and elevating and reaching out to so many people, and all those who others have gone on and continue to work and continue the journey, and definitely appreciate everyone who has once again come on and shown their appreciation, and then typed in the chat their love and appreciation. Peace.
Peace. Thank you so much. Okay. Brother Aaron?
Yes, I just want to say to you, Grand Sheik, I love you. Good speed with your health and your eyes, everything getting better. Know that you have definitely made an impression on everyone on the panel and beyond. And the work is being carried out. You are a true honor to Noble Drew Ali's works. To continue that works, and we greatly appreciate you, and much love always. Peace.
Peace. Thank you. Mother Delilah, are you still with us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
All right. Islam. Brother Taj, appreciate you. Love you. being a part and parcel with the struggle, having struggled together with a lot of work underneath the bridge, a lot of due diligence that has led to this enlightened age. It's awakened a lot of us to the enlightening and being the light. Not only talking about the light, but being the light and having shared the light with a light being, a light worker such as yourself. It has been a privilege and a pleasure. And I wanted to share with you how much I do really love you and appreciate you. And I yield. Peace and love.
Thank you. Thank you. Sister Cynthia.
Okay. Happy solar return, Grand Sheik. Again, we all love you so much. Can't wait to see you again, and hopefully, you're getting well, and taking this opportunity to also, rest a little bit. You've been out here with us for years and years and years, talking away, giving us all the knowledge we need to, proceed on our own. So we're good. We love you. We miss you, and cannot wait to see your face. Peace and love.
Mother Kai.
Grand Sheik, Taj Tarik Bey, you are a fortune in every way. I know what some others say, but they don't know what I know, and they don't know who I be. That's why I said that I'm a cosmosan and the other, the grandmother, the grandmaster. So I look at you with one eye, and that's how I see. When you turn off this video, I want you to know for sure that it's not about belief. And I'm quite sure that you know, because you taught so many not to believe, but to know. And that commerce is none other than sex. And that's what civics is about, because everything is sex. And that's what the grandmother, the grandmaster is here to teach. And that's what I teach. It's all about sex. It's energy. It's commerce. And I come at civics from a sexual point of view. So when I say that I don't know civics, but it's the way it's being taught. Because when you get right down to the root of it, it's just sex. And you being birthed on this 14, oh, well, that was mother's way of saying, I got all my children in the palm of my hand. Because I'm going to send this one with one love on the day that everybody wants to celebrate killers, Valentine's Day. Because we know the history of Valentine's Day, but we're all about the history and not the her story. But you came on the day when everybody is doing rituals of said to be love. And you speak the word of wisdom, and that is mother's love. So that we know, don't believe, and that all I'm saying, because I know you have to keep it short, but it's not always that I can do that when I'm looking at a phone, because I'm a touchy-feely kind of person, because it's all about sex. Yeah. I just want you to know that the same energy that is in you that gave you this born day, I respect her. I respect you as me. So if you need me to touch you and massage you to heal you, because the power is in me for sure. It's not about belief. It's I know that don't be there and feel like you can't reach out because you've given so much to the people that you've touched that you deserve to be touched back because that is love, to be touched. And everything is touching us. The light is touching us, the words are touching us. So touch is very important. Don't forget that when you're over there, if it's not me, somebody, get somebody to lay hands on you and touch you. Because the word one love, people don't know what that is, really, you know? It's actually on love because that's what mother is. Mother is on love, not one love. See, they play with that too because the E is silent, which is for energy. So when you say love, it's LOV, but the E is for energy. And you bring an energy of the great mother to resurrect everybody and put people back together again. That's what you remind people to do. That's all you came for, to be a reminder of justice and fairness, that number 9. So what I'm saying simply is because you are a teacher, but you are also the student. And the grandmother comes through me to remind you, make sure you get touched, massaged, because every point on your body is a healing point. And you have made it a point in your life to touch others with your words. Don't forget about touch. It's really important because you've touched many lives, including mine. And I just hope that my words will touch you. But I'm sure. Let me just be like this. Let me be a little, boastful here. My words are going to touch you because I'm sending them right now through Kundalini Reiki. I have that power. And so for every one of you who are watching and who are on this panel, let us touch Taj because we are all her, together. The word together is 3 syllables, to get her. And that's all we're really here to do is to get her because we are all her together. And we will touch him by sending and calling in first Kundalini Reiki to Taj Tarik and touch him. Even if you can't get to him to put your hands on him, you can put your intention and your mind because we are all in all. And I want you to have a splendid birthday because I celebrated and I already did libation for you with mother's choice organic wine. And if you want some of this too, you have the let me say you have the privilege of having my phone number because of who you are. I love you. I appreciate you. Oh, let me say this too, Dr. G. This is a joke. You know how everybody just keep talking about you can't say appreciate. They say it's appreciate.
Appreciate love.
Appreciate love. Let me say, cut the shit. The shit. I am an actual mathematician and a bionumerologist. Okay, maybe I need to copyright something. I'll talk to Cynthia about all of that. But listen, appreciate the number 8. Okay, forget about the appreciate love thing. You can say appreciate. I appreciate you, Taj Tarik, because it's the number 8. So appreciate means reciprocity. What you put out, you get back with the number 8. It's also ancestral. It's DNA. So you can stop with the appreciate love. It's appreciate. It's called you value the person. Appreciate. It's called the magic. Whatever you throw at me, I throw right back at you. I appreciate you means I value you. I don't depreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate. Okay, so let's stop with the other stuff because that's what Taj always says. Cut this. I love Taj for that. That's what I like. I like his feistiness. I like your. Let me stop talking like he ain't here. He here. I love your feistiness, brother Taj. I like that.
Thank you, Mother Kai. And last but not least, Counsel General.
So I want to start off saying, man need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow, not to lead. And Taj Tarik Bey, you have given us a great pattern to follow. First of all, I will say, and I know I speak on behalf of a lot of people when I say, if it wasn't for you, a lot of us wouldn't even know about Noble Drew Ali. If it wasn't for Taj Tarik Bey, I would not know about Noble Drew Ali. And I know I speak on behalf of a whole lot of people because Taj Tarik Bey, you've come and you filled that gap with your great missionary work and fulfilled a lot of the prophecies. You know, I'm sure that you're aware of your position. That's why you're so humble with it and you don't seek the praise, which makes people want to give you more praise. Noble Drew Ali said, I'm going to repeat myself. And I wholeheartedly know that he repeated himself through you, Grand Sheik Taj Tarik Bey. You are as thorough as Noble Drew Ali. You are as sharp as Noble Drew Ali. And lastly, the love that you have for your people, I'm sure that it matches our prophet Noble Drew Ali because I don't see anybody out here doing what you did, still to this day. So it's an honor for you to know me, you know, so that I can say that you know me. That's an honor. And I know I'm speaking on behalf of everybody on this panel and whomever met you to know that you know our names. It's an honor because we're a part of your history. We're part of your story. That's an honor. And you've changed so many lives, you know, around the world. And I haven't known that until I was investigated in 2013. And the police, you know, asked me about, you know, you, Taj Tarik Bey. And I said, well, what about him? He said, yeah, you all, you know, pretty much teach the same thing. I said, yeah, we both are teaching what Noble Drew Ali taught. You know, it's a saving power. And Taj Tarik Bey, you've demonstrated that saving power in so many people's lives. You've started a pattern that called you WW4. I ain't gonna say the name, just say WW4. They called you WW4. They're so scared of you because of the truth that you speak and the fear that you don't have, you know, and the example that you gave. I mean, words, this is a conflict that can't be told in words. And what we're doing right now is trying our best to say it in words, but we know people hear us beneath our words. Sometimes you could just be silent, you know, and hear the appreciation that we have for you, Taj, because this worldwide is everlasting. And, you know, your name has been carved in stone in the history book of time. To tell you the truth, if Prophet Noble Drew Ali had to reincarnate one more time because he knew what was about to happen, because he put it in his literature, you know, as far as all of these sellouts, right, that you call out, you know, if he was to have reincarnated, there's no doubt in my heart that it was you. You just came in disguise. And in this life, in this vessel, you were called Taj Tarik Bey, which is a soldier, it's a warrior. So you have created a pattern in me. You've created a pattern in everybody on this panel. You've created a pattern in people whom I've touched, you know, and I always make sure they know your name and what you've done. But also people that I don't even know, I've never even met before, around the world, you created a pattern in them. And I'm starting to, not starting, I've been started to believe that BRICS was inspired by you. I mean, think about it. Who else was here at North America speaking the language that you were speaking? If they weren't speaking it with you, then they was speaking it against you. But I know one thing, you started this. And I'm not talking about the movement. I'm talking about in this day of time, you were the leader of the third and fourth generation that's going to come into the temple with our eyes wide open, seeing and knowing. You're the leader of that. And I thank you. I love you, Taj, forever, because of the pattern that you came to bring that we all needed at this time. And I yield.
Listen, right on time. We did 2 hours and a minute or so. And I didn't even know if we were going to be able to talk that long, but we did. Thank you, each and every one of you. Even Brother SetenRa was having problems getting on, but we were able to read your piece. Each one of you that's in the chat, all of your beautiful comments, and those who put the not so beautiful comments in, you know who you are because you've been deleted or blocked. But everyone for showing up, we appreciate you. And I'm going to try to do better as far as, coming on. I know Counsel General and I will be doing something when he's got everything that he's ready to present. But in the meantime, in between time, Tuesday, just to let you know before you go, I will be doing a show on Tuesday. I will be doing a sit down catch up with, my good buddy, Chief Pontiac, aka Rod Hayes, will be here on Tuesday. So I can get back into the swing of things on Tuesday. So if you're not doing anything at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, tune in right to the same channel, and we will be on. In the meantime, again, Grand Sheik, receive this love, receive this honor, and we hope that you are pleased. We love you until we see you, and we're looking forward to that being real soon. That's it. I don't know if I did it right, but that's a heart. Much love, Islam, to each and every one of you. Thank you, and
I
please
appreciate
enjoy.
you.
Yeah, enjoy the rest. Yeah,
Happy Life Day, Taj.
That's right. Okay, we absolutely I have enjoyed this. Even without music and stuff. I've enjoyed this. It's about you. I love that picture of him. Some of you ask about donations. We are still receiving donations towards his medical expenses. So if you want to get all the links, if you text me at this number, that's why I put it up. I will just send you the links, because some people said, well, we don't have, well, you may not have one thing versus the other, Zelle, Cash App, or go straight to the GoFundMe link. We'll send it to you. I will, if you request it, and do what you can. If you can't, we just please send your energy, as Mother says, send that love and energy, that Kundalini, that Reiki, if you have it. Everybody got it, but everybody doesn't know how to harness it. So whatever you have, just please, send your best to our Grand Sheik in the way of your love. And with that, we're going to say good night. And oh, you know what? I can't leave without wishing my own firstborn a happy solar return. Oh my goodness, my firstborn turned 54 today. So I want to make sure, Dion, I love you, and I know I put something on Facebook for you, but I'm letting these folks here know too that I have one born on that same fiery day. Okay.
That's energy. That is energy. You attracted.
I call it my first love. All right.
That's how you got to touch.
Deeper I go, I find what it is I should know. 'Cause it's just a matter of time that you'll reawaken your mind. Oh, come with me, come to know and find out what is true. Then you'll know what's in store just for you. more living a lie. I can look to the sky and say, I'm reawakening minds. Come to know and find out what is truth, yes. And you know what's in store just for you. No more living a lie. I can look to the sky and say, I'm reawakening minds.